of the questions, but just imagine a straight line. Everybody's holding hands, shoulder to shoulder. And you're either going to take a step forward or you're going to take a step back. But the goal is to remember that original position, to see where you fall under privilege. If you are privileged, if you're not privileged. Okay? So close your eyes so you can listen to just focus on the video.
If you have ever tried to change your speech and you are embarrassed about your clothes or how if you would ever think twice about calling the police or trouble.
I think privilege is when some people have some things and other people don't have things.
I feel privilege is something that you don't even really have control over. I think it'd be silly for me to say I don't have a fair amount of privilege, considering like the country I live in and the job I get to do and the college I was allowed to go to.
I suppose being a white male will help me end up somewhere towards the front, but I'll take a few steps back from being gay.
I don't think I'll make it to the front. I think I'll maybe be in the middle. That's just the gut feeling I have.
Okay, we're going to stop just because of our sake of time. But again, I want us to be able to just have our privilege influence our character, okay? Because the world tells us, society tells us that privilege only exists with white males, okay? But I want to just have you shift that thinking, have a shift in your thinking to know that because all of us are in higher ed in some capacity, a student, instructor, or whatever, 30 to 33% of Americans have bachelors, and that stat goes down when you go to a master's, when you go to a PhD, okay? So more people have completed a marathon than they actually have a PhD, okay? 16% have master's degrees. So we are privileged, okay? And then these are just some posing questions. What are you doing with that privilege? What are you doing to serve others? And then there's a prejudice and a bias quiz that you can take, though, okay? Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Do we have time for questions or no? Okay. Any questions at all? No questions? Yes. Oh, the story. Okay. So this is based on the hiring practice. We talked about how prejudice and discrimination can influence how we hire. Okay. So research tells us that we hire people who look like us. So if you have a white male, white female in managerial positions, chances are you're going to have a white male, white female being those that who hire. Okay. Those people who are going to be hired. So I'm on college campus, and I was much thinner than I am now. I was real cute, at least I thought I was. And I'm walking around on campus, and I see a group of people congregating, and they're trying to, like, you know, they're passing out flyers. But I never get a flyer. And I'm thinking, the nosy self, you know, in me, I'm like, why didn't I get a flyer? So I go up, and I said, well, what is this about? And they were like, oh, we're hiring for Abercrombie and Finch. And I'm thinking, well, I'm not suitable to be, you know, hired there or whatever. But the experience taught me that, again, physically, I did not fit the bill. Even though you do have this, you know, the slender clothes and things like that. But it was something about me that didn't allow me to get that flyer, okay? So I encourage you, when you have those opportunities to be able to go through different types of, you know, managerial situations and things like that, that we start thinking outside of the box. And we break that tradition of hiring people who look like us. Last question.
These are a lot of great resources. What, you know, how do you see this? What's the ideal way to implement this? Does it look like a workshop? Does it look like professors taking small bits of time out of it?
Yeah, here's the thing. In our classroom, sometimes we have group activities. And when we have group activities, these types of things are going to rear its evil head when it's time for us to select who I want to be in my group, okay? So I always tell my students, group with people who are like-minded. So if you know you a C student, get with the C students. Why are you with an A student and you know you're not going to bring your A game? or you're an A student and then you want to pick a C student because you don't want to hurt their feelings, okay? But sometimes we look at people and automatically discriminate against them. One of my colleagues did. She had the opportunity to have a student teacher and how she chose who her student teacher was going to be. And the lady walked in and she said, you know what? She fat. She probably gonna be lazy. I don't want her as a student teacher. And she prejudged her simply because of her size. And she ended up changing her mind, thank God, and it was the best experience ever. But had she not gone that extra step, she would have never had that type of experience. Okay? I gotta go, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We have one more speaker this morning, and then we have a brief business meeting, which I encourage all of you to stick around for, and then we will bring forth the culture section in March.
So our next speaker is Jennifer, and I'm going to slaughter that last name. Tasek, thank you. The presentation is called Applying a Social Identity Theoretical Framework to Explore the Role of Socialization in Graduate Student Identification.